Yo, it's your boy Kenji, man, and I'm back with another episode review. This is episode 10 of Yellowjackets. I think this is the finale. And my show? Yeah, I think this is the last episode. And I'm telling you people, man, a lot of people are getting angry at this show for taking too long to get to the juicy stuff. And I said this multiple times throughout this whole season, that you're not going to get to that part until the second season. I could tell just by how everything was moving. And a lot of people don't understand character development and building up some type of sense of what can I say? It's just building up so you can come back for season 2, season 3, and people just want this to be. Some people, I think, just want this to be one season where they get all the juicy stuff from the beginning and just run out of ideas. They're spreading out, all right? This show, all the seasons have been already written out, and I think they're just starting to. The story has been written out, so I believe that they truly know what they're doing with this. So, and I'm telling y'all, the only reason you getting mad that you ain't getting what you want is because you like this show. And I'm just trying to tell you, it's a roller coaster ride, man. You're building up, you're going up. And then you go down. You build up and you go down. And there's so much to tell with these characters that it took a whole season just to tell you the breakdown of these characters. And so I want to talk about Lottie. I told y'all, Lottie is going to be the one that's going to start all this off. But they had to break it down to you. Y'all just want stuff to happen like this. Not everybody, but a few people just hating on the show, but watch it every week when it come out just to say, man, they ain't getting to the juicy stuff yet. I'm like, man, shut up. The character development is amazing, people. Now let's get into what we saw in this episode. This episode is called Sick Transit Gloria Mundi. Now, I'm going to talk about the present first, and then we're going to go to the past. I really want to talk about the past because it's crazy. But, a lot of stuff happened that's great. A lot of exposing. A lot of people got exposed. So, Natalie, Shauna, Thaisa, they go get Misty. Well, Natalie go gets Misty and brings it back to the, what's his name? I even forgot his name already. How do I forget these guys' name? Man, goddamn, y'all. Where's the name at? All these names, bro. Adam. How do you forget that name? No, they go back to Adam's room. Misty shows up. Before they go there, Natalie go get some supplies from the nursing home she works at, and she finds out that woman that she was taking care of died. I don't know if she killed her or not, but she did. And they get the supplies from there instead of going to a store, because you go to a store and you go buy all that stuff, it's going to look fishy when the police start looking around. That's what she tells Natalie. So Misty knows how to get rid of a dead body. And so after that, they go to Adam's room, and Thaisa and Shauna are surprised that it's her. But, Misty is being nonchalant all about it. Just being a positive person about getting rid of this dead body. So they cut him up in the tub, drain his blood. I mean, if you want to get rid of somebody, just watch this show. So don't do that. But look, after that, they get rid of the body. Make sure his head and the arms are the most important and feet, I think, are the most important thing to get rid of. And so Misty goes to the funeral of that dead woman at the nursing home, and she puts Adam's head in his, arms and stuff like the hands into the casket that was getting burned, and boom, Adam's gone. Ain't nobody finding him. They could find the torso, people, but it ain't gonna be enough to really identify him. If you understand what I'm saying, they didn't drain the blood. So goodbye, Adam. Now remember, there is going to be a class reunion. Now all of them show up together after crying about it, and we all know Natalie is still tripping about Travis, and she's trying to figure out also from Shauna if Adam killed Travis, if he had something to do with it. But she just tells him maybe Travis just killed himself because of the stuff they did out there, right? And then they head to the class reunion, start getting drunk, having a fun time. And Allie is there. Allie is the girl that Taissa broke her leg during practice and wasn't able to get, go to that vacation trip they had in the woods. And Allie's character is so amazing. I think like, man, I wish she was there too. But she's like a she's like a cool person though. But they also start showing pictures of everybody that was on that vacation that they that they took out in the woods, and it gave up memories of what they did to everybody. I'm sure it was mostly Lottie's and Misty's and Van's fault, because I'm about to get into that later on when we go back to the past, still in the present. Now, remember, Taissa is doing her Senate race, and so and she's also dealing with her wife, right? And you can tell their relationship's over. So her wife and her son are going to go to the house and pick up some stuff like clothes, extra clothes and toys. But Taissa is going to be with her people as they announce who won the Senate race, right? And so Sammi and her wife, I forget her name, they show up. Simone, that's her name. And Simone goes downstairs to get some clothes, and she sees some blood, and it's like I don't know what this is. It's like what could you say? It was like a secret doorway, but I don't know what that was. Probably like a trash dump where the dump goes down. But she goes inside of it, and she finds the decapitated body of her dog and Sammy's doll, and what appears to be a human heart in a hidden cell in the basement. It's like a hidden cell, right? And you can see the symbols that we have been seeing throughout the show. And so what I'm thinking is Taissa is a part of that. Like for real, man. These girls have so many secrets even amongst themselves. So this whole symbol thing, I guarantee you, it's coming from Lottie. And so that ends. So Taissa has been doing witchcraft, y'all. She's been doing witchcraft, and I think that's the reason why she even won. So yeah, man. So it seems that like Taissa became a believer once she was out there. But how could that be hidden from Shauna and Natalie in that fashion? I just don't. We're gonna understand this in the second season. I hope they do a good job with the second season, just like they did in the first season. And Natalie attempts. Wait, we ain't gonna get to Natalie yet. We're gonna go back to Shauna. Shauna is back home chilling with her husband. It seems like everything is great. That murder was the best thing that could ever happen to their marriage. And Cassie shows up and she's like, "Yo, I know y'all not both sitting down like y'all in a happy marriage watching TV." And so she sits down with her family, and then all of a sudden, the missing they're watching the news, and the missing person comes up, and it's Adam, and she knows about Adam, and she's like, she's assuming, like did y'all get rid of Adam? That's why y'all so happy. But they didn't say nothing about it. But you could tell that Shauna was kind of it kind of racked her because she was like, damn, we sitting here and they want to show this nigga face on TV. Some bullshit. But the worst time for that commercial to show up, right? That missing persons announcement to show up on that on TV. Now, let's get to Misty. Now the journalist. Now the whole time I'm thinking this journalist is trying to trick Misty. And putting her guard down, making her feel like she should go against the other girls in the group or ladies. And so she decides to let her go so she could tell her story and become a star. And the journalist was saying, like, look, I ain't gonna tell nobody. I've been through this. I've been going through this my whole life. Dealing with rich people, secrets. So this ain't a thing. So she lets her go. And then the first thing she does is look for her cigarettes in her bag and notices that they're missing. Now, Misty said, she got rid of them, making it seem as if, making it seem as if she doesn't want her to smoke those cigarettes because they're bad for her health, which they are. But then she takes the cigarettes out of the trash can and give it to her. And I was not expecting this. I'm thinking like, okay, something about to happen. I feel it. It just don't seem right. Misty is just too chalant. But she's always nonchalant. So you can't it's hard to read Misty, y'all. Alright? Misty is dangerous. And I've been saying this from the beginning. That I knew Misty was going to be a part of this whole leadership of, I just didn't know Lottie was going to be, I thought it was going to be Misty, but it's really Lottie. So when she leaves, she starts smoking a cigarette. And she drives off. And then she starts getting woozy, her eyes get blurry, and she drives over the curb and she realizes that Misty poisoned her cigarette and now she dead. Bam. And I'm thinking like, Misty, you's a bad motherfucker, bro. Misty is, bro, she tricked me. I thought this journalist was really gonna see, this is letting people know you gotta stop smoking them cigarettes. Or at least, look, get you a new pack. Alright, you could have went to the store. Because she said that. She was like, the journalist said, look, don't make me have to go buy another pack. And I'm thinking like, but I think that's what you should have done. So she ends up dying. And after that, we also see Natalie using that rifle. She's about to kill herself. And right before she pulls the trigger, these motherfucking crazy cultist people that's working for Lottie come busting through the door and they kidnap Natalie. I'm like, yo, I knew there was another group out there. But a group of cultists that's working working for Lottie, bro. This whole first season has been it's like a prequel to the main thing that's about to happen. So, like I said, man, a lot of people complaining about how this show not moving fast enough. I'm like, nigga, this is the first season. Come on, y'all. This is the first season. You guys have been spoiled by other TV shows that give you everything that first season. And by the time the second and third, fourth season come, you get bored of it. This show is doing exactly what it needs to do to keep you hooked to the show. If you don't like these characters and you just here for the killing, then you ain't no real fan of the show. Why are you watching it? Stop watching it then, bro. Stop complaining about a show that you're voluntarily watching. Doesn't make no sense. I love the character development. I love the scenes that are not just about the past. Right? I love the character when they go in the present because it breaks down so much. Keep me in the dark, baby. Give me pieces of it one by one. Right? So I was like, I knew Lottie. I knew Lottie was the peer seeker, the cult leader the person who can see stuff before it happens. I knew she was gonna take over, man. Now let's go back into the present, man. I mean the past, where they all wake up and they like, oh shit, we did some fucked up shit last night. And, Travis speaks to, no, Natalie goes speaks to Travis, and he's like, she's trying to see if he's all right. And he's been still, he's still like, I don't need your help. Leave me alone and all this stuff. And I'm like, Travis, stop doing that to Natalie. You can tell this girl loves you, bro. She saved your life. Don't forget that, bro. And so he has to go look for Javi. We can't find Javi. I knew Javi was going to end up going missing. In the last episode, I said, Javi is about to run into that forest and he's going to die, right? And freeze in that cold. Now, the cold does come like that next day. But before we go there, a bear shows up when they all make it back to the cabin. And Lottie takes a knife. She's, everybody was like, oh, we about to run. But Lottie takes a knife. And it's almost as the bear bowed down to her and was like, hit me right there. And she stabbed it one time and it died. And I was like, bro, if I was there and I saw that, I'd have been like, Lottie got the juice, y'all. I'm fucking with Lottie. And I can see why people may start to choose her side. Now, Van also goes talks to Taissa. And Taissa, she talks about how, like, when she had got ate up by those wolves. Because remember, Lottie had told her about what was going to happen if they went out there, remember? And when she said she did not die, but she was saying that she was in between both worlds. And that she saw something that was out there with them. And Taissa was trying to make it as a joke. Even though it's really your fault that even happened. And you could tell Van just wants her to believe in her. Right? Believe in her and what Lottie has been doing. Because Van is still wearing that necklace, that bone necklace that Lottie gave her for protection. Because it protected her, y'all. It protected her. Because she could have died. She should have died. But I believe that thing protected her with this whole magic. I don't know. I wouldn't say it was evil. But I believe there's some type of magical thing going out in those wilderness that we just do not understand. And Lottie doesn't pretty much understand it, but she's going to use it to gain power, like some type of shaman. You would, that's the word I'm going to use, shaman. So after that, they have something to eat. And Van, they all go around. And Van speaks about how Lottie said that they were going to get some food soon. We're no longer going to be hungry soon. It was another prediction. And I can understand how somebody like her could get power out there because everybody's desperate. She seems to be telling the future. And people will start to surround themselves around like a cult of personality that happens, people. And when that shit starts to happen, the only way you can stop that from happening is if you kill that person right then and there. I know some people are like, but that's morality. Nah. Once you start seeing a cult of personality wrap around somebody and you in the wilderness where there's no laws and you feel like that person could be a future enemy of you, you need to get them alone and kill them. Just don't be bullshitting. Because then in the future, your ass get kidnapped by that same person. Alright? Just letting you know. Don't allow cult of personalities to happen when you're in the wilderness. They'll take control, especially if that's your enemy. And you know they might be an enemy soon. Just letting you know. These all civilization, the laws that we live in nowadays, we don't have to go through those social constructs anymore. And this is what happened with Jackie. Because remember, Jackie was the team leader. And as soon as those constructs went down, and civilization was gone, all of this basic instincts from humans started to happen, and you saw everything get flipped upside down for her, because they started. Van wanted to do like a prayer over the food, and asked Lottie to do a prayer, and she started getting crazy with it. Start thanking them, the wilderness gods and all this, and they were all saying thank you. And the only person that didn't say thank you was Jackie. And Misty called her out. And I said, oh, shit. This is just showing you how this is going to happen, how this is going to unfold. Because people think that, oh, nah, this can happen in an instant. Nah, man. Shit like killing people and doing rituals for them doesn't just happen in an instant. It takes, you have to see certain individuals and see where their agendas lead to, what their motivations are, and that's how cult of personalities happen, and people start doing crazy shit, right? So, you guys who keep complaining, I see y'all, man. I see y'all all in Reddit, all in the comment sections and different websites, because I be there, and I see what y'all be saying, and I be there with you. I be like, niggas, if you don't like the show, then stop watching it, right? Stop watching it. So, they call out, and Jackie started exposing everybody about what happened last night. And I was thinking like, yo, don't you know they was drugged? They just said it was drugged. And she started exposing Shauna, because Shauna was about to be the one to kill Travis. And she started getting on Shauna. And Shauna tried to bounce back on her and talking about, how she thinks the whole team needs to revolve around her and how the world revolves around her. And I said, yep, that's exactly how Jackie is. And she started telling about her, how she always was the one to make decisions in their friendship. And Jackie was like, look, I didn't force you to do that. And Jackie just exposed her and said, look, I know you had sex with Jeff, and that's his baby in you. And everybody was like, oh. And I was like, what? I been knew that. But look, I been knew that, bitch. So, Jackie was trying to kick Shauna out the cabin. And I was thinking like, Jackie, can you not sense the room? Do you not know you don't have power? They almost killed you last night. You think you still have that? You still think you have that soccer team leader position, don't you? No. As soon as she said that, I was like, and then Shauna told her, no, you leave. And everybody didn't say shit. And so she went outside and she tried to light a fire, with a lighter. I was like, you gonna die out there. I knew it. I said, she's gonna die out there. I thought something was gonna drag her, like a wolf or something. But I forgot that, excuse me, Travis and Natalie were still out there, right? And Travis is still looking for his brother. And I'm like, bro, if you can't find him in the next 2-3 days, because he didn't really have no food in his belly, he dead, right? So 2-3 more days, he needs to give up on that. But I believe, really, this is the finale. Yeah, this is the finale, people. It's going to be a long episode review. And so Travis and Natalie start talking, and Natalie wants to help Travis, help look for her brother. But he's like, I don't want your fucking help, And he just kept saying it, and she's just looking at him like, I know. And he was like, I don't want your fucking help. She's like, I know. And I was like, man, Travis, go ahead and tell that girl you love her, bro. And he went and told her, he was like, I love you. I'm sorry for what I did. And I was like, oh my God. The character development in this show. Now I understand why Natalie was about to kill herself. Because she truly loved that dude. And I want to also say that Kevin showed up to the class reunion as well. And it seems like he's getting everything back together with his wife. And so Natalie feels like she has nothing left. And that's why she tried to kill herself. But the cultist people came in and got your ass, right? So after that, you could see Shauna looking outside and seeing that, Natalie was having a hard time out there. Because it wasn't cold yet. Because those girls slept outside. after, being drugged. And they got on Misty ass for that. And you could tell Misty was actually losing power. Because they start, blaming her for the whole thing. Even though, what's her name? Because the girl who made the soup, I never mentioned her name. My computer moving slow. I never mentioned her name. Mary. Her name is Mary. And, oh yeah, and Akila, the black girl too. Mary was the one that stole that shit from Misty and put it in there. And I was like, you really the one to blame. Because she told her that, she only did that to, poison Coach, but she didn't know he was gay, holding out on him. But, yeah, that's what, you could tell Misty was losing power. So, Misty is going to be one of those people, but she also can't help the fact that she wants stuff. And when she wants something, she'll slip up. You can tell. That's why I thought the journalist was really going to get her, because I thought she wanted that. But you could tell, I think Misty is still a part of that cultist thing. And she's been hiding it, right? So, and I also think Thaissa's part of that too. They haven't showed Van. Maybe Van died out there. I don't know. But people, we have to understand that there are other people that survived out there. They just haven't showed them. A lot of these people ain't even talking with each other. So yeah, I think Thaissa's part of that too, cause she's out. You giving her an excuse at like, okay, she's sleepwalking. Nah, you could tell she consciously made that room for that purpose of doing rituals. So she's in that shit. I bet money she's in there. So after that, like I said, Shauna was watching Jackie outside. Just say goodbye to Jackie, y'all. And Thaissa told her to go out there and, save her. And then they had this part where Shauna goes outside, says she's sorry, and she brings her in there. And all the people are standing up. Everybody looking at her and just happy to see her. And I'm like, what's going on? And then Lottie gives her some, some chocolate, hot cocoa. And I'm thinking like, she's like, where did y'all get that from? And Shauna's like, don't worry about it. And then immediately I'm thinking like, are they about to kill you? But then after a while, we start seeing people that shouldn't be there. I seen Travis and Natalie there. I'm thinking like, nah, they not at the house. They still outside looking for Harvey. And immediately I said, this girl is dreaming. And the next morning, it snowed. And it snowed bad. Everybody in the house is cold. And Shauna runs outside and sees that Jackie died out there. And some people are like, why didn't she just go back in the house? Maybe, I was like, she might be a hard sleeper. I done seen people sleep so hard their eyes be open. Right? Some people sleep like that. I'm not that type of sleeper, bro. Anything I hear, I can be like, what the fuck? I can break out my sleep. Some people go into like, you could, and they showed that she was in a deep dream. You could tell. And when you're in a deep dream like that, and your body gets cold, your body doesn't wake up. It just, you just freeze. You go into hypothermia and your heart stops, people. Like, I'm telling you, man, most people die in their sleep. I'm telling you, it's a weird thing. But she dies, and Shauna is just crushed. She's trying to wake her up. Thaissa helps her, and she's dead, y'all. And then after that, they show Lottie taking the bear's heart and putting it next to that dead tree. She puts it inside the tree. It's the same place where she was going to sacrifice Travis. And she puts the heart there, and behind her are Van and Misty. They both are hard believers. And so I'm wondering if Van is still alive out there. You know, if she's still making moves for Lottie. Because apparently Lottie is still alive. And if I could do some predictions, I believe in the second season it's really going to go down. It's cold now. And people are going to have to start ending up dead. You're going to start seeing people split up, start picking their groups. Whoever has the most people and the most supporters are going to be the one to decide who gets to live or die. And I believe somehow they got out of that, but Lottie was still out there, and she survived and got more people with her. And they also showed another person when Jack was having her dream. There was another person that it was like a dude that was there, and so it's a lot of questions that I have. Like, there's so much to be answered, but I can't wait for a second season. And I know it ain't gonna come out until 2024. They haven't even been shooting the next season. This is why I say, man, you gotta go back to back. Keep shooting and casting this. I want to see when is season 2 gonna happen. They're not even gonna announce it. I guarantee you. Somebody told me that they just started writing. Wait, on December 16, 21, the series was renewed for a second season. At the time, 5 episodes had aired, and editing on the first season's finale had recently been completed. Damn, this show is just starting to come out. In a statement, Levine said that they had not heard the pitch for season 2. The writer's room has not even come together yet. They are going to come together in January. It's January. I'm sure Ashley, Bart, and Jonathan have some loose ideas, but they hadn't fleshed out their ideas, and they certainly haven't conveyed them to us. So it's going to be a while, people. It's going to be a while. So it's probably going to be either the end. I'm sure they're going to work fast because this show is getting very popular. This video is long, but it's the season finale. But 2022, I hope it does come out in 2022. Probably late 2022 or by the next year, because this show is very interesting. It's like the best show I've seen in a while. I heard, and believe me, I don't watch all these TV series, but I hear about them, and I be like, nah, not for me. Not for me. Even though there's another show called Yellowstone, looks interesting, but it's not for me. It got to be something crazy, and where it has to be something crazy. And I have been on also. I'm gonna do the second episode for what's that show? Hallucinating. I don't even remember the show, y'all. But it's that show. Damn, what's that show called? Euphoria. So we're gonna do the rest of Euphoria. So as we wait for Yellowjackets, one of the greatest TV shows I've seen in the last decade. Some people will be like, Game of Thrones. Whatever, bro. They failed me. They failed me. They failed us. And some people probably say Walking Dead. Yeah. Some people still watch The Walking Dead. I'm happy for you, but I just can't get back into it. I spoiled too much for myself. And I didn't watch season 9 or whatever. And season 8. I stopped at season 8, so. But I'm about to wrap this video up, man. If you're not a fan of Yellowjackets, go watch those 10 episodes, bro. And don't expect everything to happen in one season, bro. You just want people to start dying. It's like, nah, man. I like how they switch back from the present to the past. It's breaking it down. These writers are doing a hell of a job. And I hope they take their time with this second season. Because they're going to have to really fill in some holes. Because one, Travis and Natalie didn't show up back to the cabin. So they probably still out there freezing too. They didn't show exactly what happened to them. But, you know, them two are survivors. They probably lit a fire and got some warmth. So they gonna survive that. They survived in the present, so you know they're gonna survive that. They're not dead. So it's your boy Kenji. Subscribe, comment, like, share. Do all the thug dizzle. I'm out.